All right, Wilbon, let's talk about our old friend. We love Deion Sanders.
Yep.
He's currently the coach at Jackson State University in Mississippi, an historically black university. But there are openings at Nebraska, Arizona State, and Georgia Tech, and the rumor mills say that Auburn is soon to open up. Do you think Deion would be interested in any of the three available jobs? Do you think he'd wait for Auburn, or do you think he'll stay where he is?
You know, Tony, it's interesting because Deion doesn't need to do anything. I'm going to treat this like you and I used to talk about Gino Auriemma all the time and where Gino should go. And Gino, what about if a job opens on the men's team at UConn? What about the Knicks and all this stuff? And I would say to you something that I was glad that Gino once picked up the phone and called me and told me he agreed. So, in other words, college-age women, 17 to 22, they don't deserve a great coach? So, HBCU kids, they don't deserve a great coach? Deion's got to leave? Deion's got all the money. Deion's getting paid more money now for those crazy Aflac commercials than he was making when he was playing. All right, so Deion doesn't need jack. He doesn't. He can go anywhere. Atlanta's a special place for him because he played there, and I understand Georgia Tech, and they should come after him. And you know what?
Right.
I hope Deion, I found myself thinking about this over the course of the day, knowing we're going to talk about this. Like Gino Auriemma, I was so happy that he has stayed at UConn and coached his women. I hope that Deion stays at Jackson State and coaches that historically black college. That's what I hope.
Okay, so the first question I had before I even got into where he should go was, can he coach? I know he can recruit. I know he's the flashiest guy in the room. Can he coach? Well, I think he's 17-5. Do I have that correct?
That sounds
19-5
19.
At Jackson State. So that question is answered. Now, I don't want to get into shoulds either. If he wants to stay at Jackson State, God bless him. But let's look at Deion's personal history for a second. He played Major League Baseball and NFL football. He's been in Super Bowls. He went out of high school, went to Florida State when it was the #1 football school in the entire country. He's used to a level of competition above our heads, yours and mine. So I don't know that he's going to be happy at Jackson State, a 1AA program, in the long term. I don't know. So let me get to the other schools. Nebraska's a bad fit. Nebraska's program is lost.
A no.
Arizona State is a bad fit. Their conference is lost. There is a come-home quality to Georgia Tech.
There is.
But if it was me, I'd like to see him go to Auburn, and I'll tell you what. It's in the best conference, the SEC. They've won national championships, so you don't have to worry that nobody's won one there. They've won national championships, and he'd be an in-state rival with, as you say, his Aflac co-star, Nick Saban, and that would be juicy. I would like to see that.
You know what, Tony? That would have a certain fun and, like you said, some sizzle. But you know what?
Yeah.
I remember going down late in his career to talk to Coach Robinson at Grambling. And I remember just getting goosebumps, just walking on the campus and going into the football office to sit and have an audience with Eddie Robinson. My God, he had no business even talking to me as a young reporter for the Washington Post. And you know what? I wonder how that resonates with Deion. And since we do know him, maybe we can have him and ask him one day. What that mean? What's something like that mean to him? Even though he didn't go to an HBCU, like you mentioned, he went to Florida State.
No, didn't.
But he played for an icon in Bobby Bowden, right? And you know he knows the history of Grambling and Coach Rob. I wonder how, if that means anything to him and how much.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.